Hi guys, so for this video I'm going to be doing a makeup tutorial and review on this lovely looking palette here. This is the Royal Peach palette by Kylie Cosmetics. So we're going to talk about the packaging, the eyeshadows come in, what comes with it, the eyeshadows, and then I'm going to do a makeup tutorial afterwards, and then I'm going to give you an overall view. I bought this palette with my own money, so this isn't, sent to me or sponsored or anything, so this is going to be a very honest review. So if you like the look of this video, then please keep watching. Okay, so I've already applied face and eyebrows, and the first thing we're going to talk about is the outer packaging. So it's just cardboard, you don't want anything fancy, and it's obviously got Kylie's eyes on the front. I would say it's a shame that the eyes weren't a bit closer together, and then they wouldn't be going around the palette. On the back you've got her logo and the names of the eyeshadows and the ingredients, and that's just a sticker, and it's just stuck on like sloppily, I would say, like it's very wonky. You think there'd be a bit more care. And then on the sides you've got the name of the palette. Moving on to the palette packaging itself, so it's just made out of hard cardboard, and on the front you've got the name Kylie in like a rose gold, so it just has like a shiny effect to it. And then on the back it's pretty much like the outer packaging, has her logo on it, like kind of her signature I'm guessing, and the names of the eyeshadows and the ingredients. The palette lid is held together with like a magnetic grip, so it doesn't just randomly open, and it comes with a blending brush, 12 eyeshadows, and also it has a mirror in this one. I noticed on with her old palettes, people complained about they're paying a lot of money, they expect a mirror. Well, this one's got a full size mirror in it, and it's a really good mirror. So this is a look at the eyeshadows closer up and the brush, and just from looking at the range of colours you can tell they're very spring summery colours, and they all complement each other. So this palette comes with a blending brush. It's just white with rose gold detail. I find the hairs on this to be quite rough when you touch them, and there's not many hairs in there. I would like a little bit more density. So now we're going to move on to doing the swatches, and I'm going to be doing this with a brush because that's more realistic. Okay, so the first colour is called Sorbet. I've never had a sorbet that colour, but okay. And it's a matte shade, and I would use this as a transition shade because it's quite light. I mean, you really have to work with this colour, but when it comes out it's really nice. The next colour is called Seashell, and it's kind of like a really pale rose gold. It's a perfect lid colour. Only problem I had was you have to really work at it to get it to this consistency, but when you do, it's beautiful. And there are other colours in the palette that really make it pop. The next shade is called Peachy, which is a perfect name for this. This is a matte shade and it's beautiful. Didn't take long, literally a few swipes on this colour and it comes out like this. So her matte shades so far really, really good in this palette. Love it. Okay, so this next shade is called Royal, and I'd seen people swatching this colour and I was so excited about it, really excited. And then it disappointed me. It was really chalky and patchy, no matter how much I blended it in or added more colour, and it just was too faint. It's the same as every cobalt blue colour I get, and I just want something that comes out like a cobalt blue looks like, It's disappointing. Okay, so the next colour is Queen Bee, which is like a kind of bronze caramel colour, so it has a real nice yellow tone. But only problem with this is, like I said with the other ones, it takes a long time to get this consistency, but when you do, you can see it's such a beautiful shade. Lovely. And the last on the top row is called Duke, and it's a bit like peachy, but it's a shimmer shade and it has a bit more red tone to it. A really beautiful colour, but once again takes a while to get it to this consistency. So her matte shades are perfect, but her shimmer shades need more work on them. So far this top row isn't that good really. Okay, so the first on the bottom row is called Duchess, and I don't even want to talk about this shade. It was awful. Look at this. Look, I had loads on my brush as well, and it just wasn't coming up. So about half an hour later, jokes, it wasn't half an hour, it came up with this shade, and I still don't think it's that good. I mean, no. Moving on to the next, it's called Sandy, and it is literally like a sand colour. It's a really beautiful matte, and I've used this shade so much since I've done this video. Lovely colour, perfect for a transition. So the next colour is called Mojito, and this is the only shimmer shade that I found to be really good. Like, I didn't have to keep working and working at it. And then you've got North Star, which is this purpley pink kind of colour. And I thought this was a beautiful shade. It's very light, and it does take a bit of work, but on top of a white base, I reckon it could really make it pop. Then we've got Crush, which I was really disappointed in. Like, I wanted it to be more pink and more red and much brighter, but it was just a faint version of it, and it's a shimmery tone as well. Moving on to the last one, it's called Cinnamon, and this is another matte shade. This is lovely, loads of pigment, and I've actually used this one quite a lot, like to deepen up the crease area. And I believe this is like the darkest matte colour, or just even the shade in the palette. So far, this top row I'm not a big fan of. The only colour I really like is that shade. It's a brilliant matte colour. The second row, much better than the top. Not excellent, but much better. Let's just ignore this shade, like, let's just pretend it doesn't exist. But these two matte shades are my favourite from the bottom row. So moving on to the eyes, and then I noticed there's no light shade for doing your brow bone with. So I've gone in with my Naked Basics palette and the colour WOS by Urban Decay, and I'm just applying that to my brow bone and onto my lid. So maybe Kylie could, remember to put a lighter colour in for those areas, because that's not very good. It means you have to reach for another palette. So I'm going in with Sorbet for the transition shade, and I'm using the Kylie brush, and it's actually really good. I know I said the brushes are hard, and the hairs, there's not many in there. It felt very light with the hairs, but it actually works really well with eyeshadows and blends out really nicely. We're now going to go in with Sandy to deepen the crease. And as you know, I already really like this shade anyway, because it had perfect pigmentation in there. And by the way, we're creating a halo eye, and it's just a really simple, light, easy halo eye. I don't want anything too full on. We're now going in with North Star, and we're going to place that in the middle of the lid. And while I was doing this makeup, I realised the eyeshadows got better. So from those swatches, which were not so good in my eyes, they got better, which now makes me think there was some type of film on the top of them, and the more you work at them, the better the colour's coming out. So on the outer corner and the inner corner, I've applied Crush, and I had to apply quite a bit of this one. Unfortunately, this one didn't change, just to get that pigmentation, but when you do it, it's actually a really nice little pinky colour, and it goes nicely in with that colour North Star. And then we want to go back in with that brush that had Sandy on it, just to blend them all together. And I just wanted to add a bit more of that North Star, because I felt like I lost it a bit on the eye when blending. And then we're going in with Cinnamon to deepen and darken those outer corners and inner corners, and also the crease. And you just want to keep blending that in. And the trick is, with a halo eye, you just want to go back and forth between brushes, so because you need to make sure that it's beautifully blended in, the colours go into each other seamlessly, and yeah. And then lastly, we're going back in with that Sorbet colour, just to make sure everything's blended out into the brow bone area. So for the lower lid, we're going to go in with the colour Cinnamon, and we're just going to blend that into the lower lid. So we're keeping this kind of like a whole colour. And then we're going to go back into Crush, and we're going to use that as an inner corner highlight, and then I'm going to place Venus from that Urban Decay palette on top, just to lighten it a bit. So I've applied my Benefits Roller Lash Mascara, but I don't want to end it there. I'm going to add lashes. So I'm going to add my Violet Voss lashes, which I think are called wispy for days, and these are my new favourites. I'm obsessed with them and they really complete this look. So I'm just going to finish off the face, and I'm going in with my NARS blusher, which is in Deep Throat, and I'm just going to apply that to the apples of my cheeks. And then for highlight, we're going to take Starburst from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Gleam Kit, and I'm just going to apply that softly to the tops of my cheeks, the tip of my nose, the cupid's bow, and just down the bridge. But I only want like a natural subtle glow. So for the lips, I've applied Kylie Cosmetics Lip Topper in Skinny Dip. And this is how the look turned out. I'm so happy with how this look turned out. It's really subtle but effective. Those eyelashes just completely complete the look. And the lips aren't too much. They just have that shimmer shade. So this look is perfect. Perfect for like spring or summer, you know. It's just really casual and glam at the same time. And I love it. So let's talk about the palette. So the outer packaging is just cardboard. No one really cares about that. I'm pretty sure most people just throw that away. And then you've got the inside packaging. I feel like there could be a bit more thought gone into it. I mean, the Kylie bit, that's fine. But like maybe what it's made out of, it could be a more denser material. So, you know your eyeshadows are going to be safe. Okay, so opening the palette up, you have a mirror. I think it's a great full-size mirror. It's a proper mirror as well. The brush that comes with it is excellent. Like when I first touched it, I wasn't so sure, but in using it, it blends out eyeshadows perfectly. Moving on to the eyeshadows themselves, the matte shades in this are perfect. She has those down to a T, and I think that's just from where her previous palettes weren't so good. But her shimmer shades, you need to work on them. They're just not pigmented enough. Also, I'm slightly concerned about the chemical smell coming from the eyeshadows, and I've noticed that other people have picked up on that as well. But overall, I wouldn't purchase this palette. It's a lot of money, and it's a lot of money to get it sent to the UK, and for what I've received, I don't think it's worth it. So that is all. So if you really liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hop over to my Facebook page, my Instagram, and my blog as well. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to question down below. All links to products and face products that I've used in this video will be listed down below. But if you're still here and you've watched this whole video, I would just like to say thank you. Bye guys!